You are listening to B.L. Norris's KnightBleed. Chapter 7. What the City Remembers. Time passed. Not cleanly, not evenly. Time in Bedlam moved the way stains did, spreading, fading, reappearing somewhere else when you thought they were gone. The shrines disappeared first. Candles burned down to nothing. Blood washed away by rain. Toys collected by sanitation crews who resented the extra work. The alleys emptied of offerings. Sure, some prayers were answered, but not enough to save the masses from losing faith. But the walls remembered. Graffiti crept outward from the places where the shrines had been. A mask here, a blade there. Crude at first, then sharper. Someone finally learned how to draw the eyes correctly. Hollow, dead, watching. Someone else added the sword and the karambits. Someone else added the names of those who couldn't be saved. KnightBleed stood across the street and watched a new mural take shape. It was wrong. The proportions were exaggerated. The stance heroic, the blade too clean. In the painting, he stood taller than buildings, a saint carved out of shadow and blood. Children gathered nearby, whispering, pointing.
"That's where he killed the bad man." "No, that's where he saved the kids." "My cousin says he doesn't talk." "My cousin says he whispers."
They made Halloween costumes, sold t-shirts and toy swords, anything to blunt the sharpness. The city didn't want the truth. It wanted a shape it could press its fear into. Something solid, something that would stand still while everything else rotted. He turned away before the mural was finished. KnightBleed moved through the city, silent, deliberate, unseen. He didn't correct the stories, didn't destroy the art, didn't answer prayers. Bedlam didn't need that from him. It only needed him to exist. The Gravitas group had noticed him, and somewhere deep inside its towers of glass and steel, Gravitas group was already planning how to kill a god.
Night Report, Bedlam Incident File, File ID, KB-APR-07 Incident Name, The Alley of Prayers. Classification, Myth-Driven Violence, Systemic Failure. Status, Closed Provisional Summary. Between redacted and redacted, multiple incidents across the Bedlam metropolitan area were attributed, accurately or otherwise, to an unidentified masked individual referred to in civilian reporting as KnightBleed. These incidents included the discovery of ritualized crime scenes, the appearance of makeshift civilian altars, a rise in copycat symbolism, the recovery of multiple abducted miners from an offshore vessel, significant loss of life among individuals tied to organized criminal activity. Official attribution remains unconfirmed. Unofficially, the city has reached its own conclusions. Civilian response analysis. Public worship behaviors ceased within weeks of the yacht incident. No further altars have been documented. However, graffiti depicting KnightBleed's likeness has increased by an estimated 317% across low-income districts, transportation corridors, and abandoned structures. The imagery has become increasingly standardized, suggesting communal myth refinement rather than spontaneous expression. Notably, children interviewed in affected neighborhoods demonstrate high narrative consistency when recounting the figure's behavior, despite conflicting details. Conclusion: the figure has transitioned from urban rumor to cultural constant. Copycat event resolution. The individual identified posthumously as Keith Townsend has been confirmed as responsible for multiple unsanctioned homicides, falsely attributed to KnightBleed, including the murder of Jose Sticky Soto. Townsend's actions appear motivated by institutional retaliation, personal loss, ideological fixation on fear-based deterrence. Townsend's death eliminated the immediate copycat threat. However, analysis indicates that his existence was a secondary effect, not a root cause. The myth predated him. The system produced him. Corporate Entanglement Review. Financial and logistical evidence recovered during the yacht incident indicates indirect involvement by multiple shell entities tied to Gravitas Group and its subsidiaries. No formal charges have been filed. Several internal restructurings have occurred. Multiple records have been sealed. Cooperating witnesses have since recanted or disappeared. Conclusion: Gravitas Group has sustained no reputational injury or operational damage. They are adapting. Subject assessment: KnightBleed. Observed behavior suggests strategic restraint, consistent target selection, minimal collateral exposure. Risk assessment: containment, unlikely. Neutralization, improbable without public incident. Escalation, inevitable. Final analyst note: the city no longer asks whether KnightBleed is real. It asks where he will appear next. Belief has reduced panic in some districts and intensified it in others. Crime patterns have shifted rather than declined. Institutions remain intact, but trust has eroded. The figure known as KnightBleed does not function as a solution. He functions as a mirror. Recommendation: do not pursue public acknowledgement. Do not attempt symbolic suppression. Above all, do not let the citizens believe they can win.